Today we're going to talk about the deeply unpopular budget bill that Republicans are trying to ram through the Senate right now. And I've got two interviews. I speak with Elizabeth Warren about what's in this bill and Gavin Newsom about his new lawsuit against Fox. I'm Brian Tyler Cohen and you're watching No Lie. As of late Saturday night, Republicans, of course, managed to scrounge together enough senators to pass the most unpopular budget bill in modern American history. This is a bill that has the support of all of a third of Americans. It's going to strip healthcare away from 14 million people, food assistance away to the tune of $300 billion, and explode the deficit by $3 trillion. And I want to be clear, the Republicans know how unpopular this bill is, which is why someone like Josh Hawley has spent months railing against this most destructive provision, which is the deep cuts to Medicaid. Here's what that looked like.
We can't be cutting healthcare for working people and for poor people in order to constantly give special tax treatment to corporations and other entities. And we've delayed that in this bill. But it will, unless we take further changes or take for the steps, it will happen in future years. And I'm opposed to this. If we're going to be a working class party, we got to protect working people. And the Medicaid stuff in here, I think is bad. I think we've delayed the worst of it. And in the short term, for my sake, it's going to be fine. But as on going forward basis, we cannot go out like this. I think the party has a lot of thinking to do.
Wow, some earnest critique of his own party's bill. And yet, you know how Hawley really drove that message home? By voting for the same bill he just criticized. This guy has spent literal months trashing the healthcare consequences that this bill would bring. He wrote an op-ed in the New York Times, he tweeted about it, he spoke about it on any outlet that would have him, and then validated the very thing that would codify those changes that he warned about. That right there is the absolute peak of hypocrisy. Clout chasing to the ends of the earth when it can get you good press, and then ensuring that the very thing you clout chased against would actually happen. Josh Hawley is the poster child for the two-faced depravity that people hate about politicians in Washington, D.C. I mean, my God, the only time I've seen this guy run away from his own stated positions faster was when he ran away from the insurrectionists who he cheered on January 6th. Dude's entire career is spent playing both sides of the coin. And while he's the most egregious, definitely not the only one. Susan Collins, Lisa Murkowski, Ron Johnson, Mike Lee, Rick Scott, Cynthia Lummis, every single senator who had concerns heading into this vote ultimately did what every Republican does, which is to fall in line. This bill didn't become any more moderate. It's just that they caved because this party exists to serve Donald Trump and the people who fuel their campaigns. And those people don't care about cuts to Medicaid and Medicare. Those people don't care about cuts to food assistance. Those people don't care about higher energy costs. Those people don't care about clean energy. They don't care about the deficit. What they care about is their tax cut. And they're about to get it because when Republicans are in control, they always get it. These guys will promise an infrastructure plan and a healthcare plan and a middle-class tax cut and a jobs boom and a manufacturing renaissance. They'll promise cheap groceries and cheap housing and cheap rent. And yet, none of those things come true. But they sure as hell get a tax cut, just like they did in 2017, and just like they're about to get right now. All this empty rhetoric and populist promises are window dressing to make the marks in the Republican base think they're getting something, but they never do. The priority is always the ultra-wealthy, just like it is right now. So when it comes to this Republican Party caving, of fucking course they caved. Never bet against the cowardice of today's GOP. They'll do the hemming and hawing, they'll feign concern, they'll furrow their brows. It is an act. They are all self-serving cowards who will put party over country every single time. So look, again, as of this recording, the bill did advance, which means the final vote is likely to be sometime on Sunday night or Monday morning. If you are watching this before the vote happens, call your senators, especially if you live in red or purple states, 202-224-3121. It's all hands on deck now, so do your part and make sure this bill does not pass the Senate. Next up are previews of my interviews with Elizabeth Warren and Gavin Newsom, but first a quick reminder that in one video per week, this one, I have sponsors, so here's a quick word from some sponsors, and then my previews of my interviews with Elizabeth Warren and Gavin Newsom. No Lie is brought to you by Smalls. So I am the biggest animal lover that you will ever find. I'm sure that if you've seen my content, you've often seen my dog sitting behind me. But I also have a cat, although he's not specifically my cat, he's a neighborhood cat, comes to my door every single day to the point where I now buy food every single month for a cat that isn't technically mine. But I love this cat, he is my responsibility, and I have to make sure to feed him every day and to feed him with food that is actually good. And that's why I love Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed recipes made with preservative-free ingredients that you would find in your fridge, and it's delivered right to your door. That's why Cats.com named Smalls their best overall cat food. And you're probably wondering, why can't I just feed my cat kibble? Believe it or not, your cute kitty descended from ferocious desert cats who hunted live prey for food, and your cat isn't any different. They still need fresh, protein-packed meals to be at their best. Other cat food brands know this, but they choose to put their wallets first. They fill their food with mysterious meat byproducts, artificial flavoring, and preservatives with names that I don't even want to try to pronounce. If that sounds gross, imagine having to eat it every day. After switching to Smalls, 88% of cat owners reported overall health improvements. That is a big deal. The team at Smalls is so confident that your cat is going to love their product that you can try it risk-free. That means they will refund you if your cat won't eat their food. For a limited time only, because you're a no-lie listener, you can get 35% off Smalls plus an additional 50% off your first order by using my code BTC. That's an additional 50% off when you head to smalls.com and use promo code BTC. Again, that's promo code BTC for an additional 50% off your first order plus free shipping at smalls.com. No Lie is brought to you by Everyday Dose. Now look, I love my coffee routine. I need it to stay awake, especially when you're doing long days covering Donald Trump, but I don't like the way the coffee makes me feel. Everyday Dose is the solution to this because it has that classic coffee taste that you love without the nasty side effects, plus added benefits. And so I don't deal with that midday crash. I don't have the regular coffee jitters, and that's especially important to me. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. It combines 100% Arabica coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. No crash, no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. Two products to highlight here, Coffee Plus and Coffee Plus Bold. Coffee Plus is a mid-roast, light and smooth, low acidity, which is easy on sensitive stomachs like mine, mellow energy. Coffee Plus Bold is a rich blend of medium roast 100% Arabica coffee, robust and full-bodied yet smooth. Extra boost of energy. Both are 100% Arabica coffee, have functional benefits, and are mold-free. Everyday Dose does third-party testing. So get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of Coffee Plus or Bold Plus. You'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts, including a rechargeable frother and gunmetal server spoon by going to everydaydose.com/BTC or entering BTC at checkout. You'll also get free gifts throughout the year. That's everydaydose.com/BTC for 45% off your first order. We are right now in a 5-alarm fire situation as Republicans are looking to pass this budget bill today. You have some breaking updates about what this newly scored version of the bill would do. Can you explain what you know now?
So the latest, because the Republicans have added more this and more that to try to make sure they've got all their members covered, is that the cuts to Medicaid, remember that's little babies, people with disabilities, seniors in nursing homes, cuts to Medicaid will be almost just shy of $1 trillion. And then there will be cuts to Medicare on top of that. Again, also that billionaires can get tax breaks. Jeff Bezos really needs that right now with his $50 million wedding going on.
Right, exactly. You know, they have avoided Medicare in the past, and I believe that you and I have spoken about this when we last interviewed, but the reason that they avoided Medicare was because that's a stronger voting bloc. These are seniors, more difficult to target than the recipients of Medicaid, which, to your exact point, these are children, these are the disabled, and so less of a potent voting bloc. And so what is your message to Medicare recipients out there in light of this new news that clearly Republicans are hoping they won't find out because, introduce this legislation and try to quickly vote on it before it really, before Democrats have the opportunity to explain to people what's in the bill?
That's right. You got that one exactly right. So this means now is the moment. Call your senator all across the country. Call your senator and say, vote no. And it's the cuts to Medicare, but I want to give you one more reason to pick up that phone. There's one more analysis that has now come out, and that is if these cuts go through, 1 out of every 4 nursing homes in the country is expected to close. Not suffer, not struggle, close. And think about what that means. We already have waiting lists for nursing homes, are already struggling with seniors who need care, and particularly seniors who have outrun their savings. And that's what is getting cut in this bill. Nearly $1 trillion in cuts to Medicaid and more cuts to Medicare, taking away health care from millions of seniors, taking away health care from people with disabilities, taking away health care from little babies.
So we have some breaking news here, and that is that you have sued Fox News. Can you explain what that lawsuit is about?
Well, it's in my personal capacity. It's a defamation lawsuit because they willfully and knowingly distorted facts. They lied about a phone call that never occurred between the President of the United States and myself on not one, but multiple occasions. Their news organization, from John Roberts himself to Jesse Waters, knowingly misstated facts. In fact, so much so there was a chyron in the Jesse Waters show that blatantly suggested that I lied about a phone call with Donald Trump. And so I'm not someone who litigates. I'm not someone that typically would jump on something like this, but it was so blatant. It was so gratuitous that I felt compelled to push back against this propaganda network.
And so what would it take for you to dismiss this case? Because that was part of the letter that had been sent to Fox News via your attorneys today.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. Just apologize and give it as much airtime that you gave it when you weaponized the lie. Remember, this is the largest news organization, cable news organization in the United States, 65 plus million people, Fox News, Fox Business, hundreds of millions of people as it relates to social networks carried that. My inbox was blowing up saying, from people that are supporters of mine saying, why'd you lie about the phone call? I said, what are you talking about? Not realizing the origin story. So it was damaging. It was impactful. It was happening in the middle of a very contentious moment in U.S. history, not just the history of this state vis-a-vis the Trump administration. It was around the National Guard and the back and forth. And I've never seen something so blatant. It's one thing to assert, it's one thing to omit. It's another to see a news organization knowingly and willfully lying and manipulating the facts and defaming someone. So look, we can allow it to continue or we can push back. And I'm choosing in this defamation suit to push back and demanding an apology. And in the absence of that, let's go to court.
To watch the full interviews with Elizabeth Warren and Gavin Newsom, click the thumbnails right here on the screen or check out the interviews playlist on my YouTube channel. You can also click the link on the screen to listen to the audio version of this episode, and of course to see more of my content, the subscribe button's on the screen as well.